Ladies and gentlemen, feds and degenerates, cuckolds of all ages, it's time for Miles Culture Plate. I'm your host, Mild Kevin Miles, and it is Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025, and you're locked in. We've got quite a few news stories today. Starting off, actor Val Kilmer has passed away at the age of 65. You may, most people remember him from his roles in movies like Tombstone, Top Gun, The Doors. But there's one role that definitely captured my heart, and I'm sure you can guess exactly what that role is if you're familiar with Val Kilmer. And as we do on Miles Culture Plate, you know, regardless of how I feel about actors' portrayal in certain movies, anytime we lose a Batman, it's like a dagger. I'm not a big fan of old Pattinson, but if we were to lose Pattinson, it'd be a dagger. There were a lot of April Fool's jokes about so and so cast as Batman in the James Gunn. Yeah, they were all April Fool's jokes. And I'm sure I'm not going to like whoever they do cast in the James Gunn DC universe. But it still hit me pretty hard if something happened to a future Batman actor. And definitely a lot of people did not like Val Kilmer's portrayal of Bruce Wayne in Batman. I happen to love it. And so regardless of what happens to YouTube will definitely either copy claim or copy strike me. But I got to play this scene. This is one of my favorite scenes of any superhero movie right here. So let's do this. I mean, you just can't.
Commissioner Gordon?
He's at home.
You can't beat this in a superhero movie.
I sent the signal.
What's wrong?
Last night at the bank, I noticed something about Two-Face. His coin. It's his Achilles heel. It can be exploited.
I know. You called me here for this. The bat signal is not a beeper.
Wow.
Well, I wish I could say that my interest in you was
it's cheesy dialogue, but
professional.
It's fucking.
You're trying to get under my cape, Doctor?
Trying to get under my cape,
A girl
Doctor.
can't live by psychoses alone.
It's the car, right? Chicks love the car.
I mean, 3 banger lines right in a row. The bat signal is not a beeper. Are you trying to get under my cape, Doctor? And it's the car. Chicks love the car. I mean, say what you want about Joel Schumacher and about putting nipples on the bat suit and all the criticism that this movie and the next one get. Val Kilmer delivered those lines like Batman would.
What is it about the wrong kind of man? In grade school, it was guys with earrings. College, motorcycles, leather jackets. Now?
And who wouldn't want Nicole Kidman
Black rubber.
to rub their rubber?
Try fireman. Less to take off.
I don't mind the work. Pity I can't see behind the mask.
We all wear masks.
My life's an open book. You read?
Cookie
I
says
don't blend in
Spider-Man
at a
is more
family
sexy.
picnic.
Oh, we could give it a try. I'll bring
He
the
keeps
wine.
trying to walk away.
You bring your scarred psyche.
Direct.
He keeps trying to walk away, but there's just something about a blonde in a little black dress speaking softly to you.
Aren't you?
You like strong women. I've done my homework. Or do I need skin-tight vinyl and a whip?
I haven't had that much much luck with women.
Maybe you just haven't met the right woman.
I saw the signal. What's going on?
Uh-oh,
Nothing.
interrupted.
False alarm.
Are
Jim
you sure?
Gordon with impeccable timing. And then, of course, Batman is not having your thoughterly. Batman is not having your thoughterly. He's out of there. All right. So yeah, a big prayers and mourning. We mourn with the family of Val Kilmer. And yeah, amazing actor. Like I said, Tombstone, Top Gun, The Doors, Batman. I mean, the guy was versatile, if not anything else, man. Anyway, so yeah, let's move along. Hopefully, y'all can hear me just fine. Cookie, can you hear me just fine? Because I'm trying this new way of streaming. Cheers and welcome to Shut Up I Can Cook over on YouTube. I do not have my soundboard set up. Let me go ahead and get that set up. Because we don't have a whole lot of topics, but the topics we do have are deep. So I'm not quite sure how long it's going to take to cover and talk about all these topics, but we'll get there. Where is soundboard? Boom. All right, now let's see if I can do this without it making my stream buzz. It was doing that last week. Okay. So Cookie can hear me. Good. That keeps me from having to bring up the stream on the phone here anyway. So let's do this. Let's give Cookie the old Zelda, the old Zelda treasure chest, because you are definitely a treasure to have on the stream. Oh, that didn't work. Why? Oh, that's why. It's not plugged in. Hey, it's not buzzing. And it's still not plugged in. What the hell? Oh well, that's about the best I'm going to be able to do. One last attempt here. Nope. It's not working. Not sure why. Okay, there, it's working now, and I clicked the wrong one. Well, I was trying to save that sound effect for later. Anyway, so that sound effect's going to be played later in the show. Anyway, so here's Cookie's Zelda. There you go. There you go. You are such a treasure. Okay, so let's head to New York while we got Cookie here. Let's head to New York. Judge dismisses New York mayor's corruption case and slams Trump administration for their bargain. A U.S. judge dismissed corruption charges against Mayor Eric Adams on Wednesday, even as the Trump administration's argument that the case should be dropped because it was hindering the Democratic politician's help with an immigration crackdown, quote unquote, smacks of a bargain. Justice Department request in February that the case be dismissed because it was distracting the mayor from helping Donald Trump step up deportation sent shockwaves through politics of the most populous U.S. city and prompted 8 federal prosecutors to resign over concerns the administration was violating long-standing norms by allowing political considerations to influence prosecutorial decisions. In a 78-page ruling on Wednesday, Judge Ho in Manhattan said he had little choice but to dismiss the indictment because U.S. courts lack the authority to compel prosecutors to pursue charges. But he said the Justice Department's decision to seek dismissal was troubling because an individual's criminal liability should not depend on whether they support the administration's policies. Adams pleaded not guilty last September to charges of accepting bribes and illegal campaign contributions from Turkish officials in exchange for favors, including pressure from fire officials to let Turkey open a Manhattan consulate, despite safety concerns. Speaking to reporters outside his Manhattan residence, Adams said he'd done nothing wrong. The case should not have been brought in the first place. "Quote unquote, I am now happy that our city can finally close the book on this and focus solely on the future," Adams said. Charges were brought by the waning days of Joe Biden's administration. Asked to comment on the dismissal of the case, a Justice Department spokesperson said the Trump administration was, quote, focused on prosecuting terrorists and the department's core mission of keeping Americans safe. This case was an example of political weaponization and a waste of resources, the spokesperson said. So, yeah, we're not gonna get into the upcoming mayoral election and all that. I think that's enough of that story. So, yeah, good luck all y'all out there in New York. You now have a clean Mayor Adams, at least for a little while longer. Okay, we have from the New York Post, a toddler being kicked out of a United Kingdom nursery school. One moment. Sorry about that. Had a little sneeze there. Toddler kicked out of a United Kingdom nursery school for being transphobic in a move not supported by Prime Minister Starmer that J.K. Rowling has called totalitarian insanity. Three people that obviously are not related here, but you know, let's get the Prime Minister and the author's opinions here. Let's see. Prime Minister would not support those measures, but equally, I know the specific incident, a Downing Street spokesperson said Tuesday, according to the Telegraph. I think the data around all this is significantly analyzed, so I think it's quite hard to provide any comment on any specific cases. Pupil and staff should never be subject to abuse, but any action taken to tackle behavior should be proportionate, they added. The child aged 3 or 4, we are punishing 3 and 4-year-olds. Was barred from a state primary school in the 2022-2023 school year for, quote, abuse against sexual orientation and gender identity, the Telegraph reported Monday, citing data from the nation's Department for Education. Details were not provided. The DFE data from that academic year showed that a total of 94 students at state primary schools were suspended or expelled for exhibiting transphobia or homophobia, including 10 children from grades where the oldest students were 7, report revealed. Other Brits were outraged by the type's government-mandated timeout. Every once in a while, the extremes of gender ideology throw up a story that seems too crazy to believe, and a toddler being suspended from nursery school for so-called transphobia or homophobia is one such example. Helen Joyce, the director of advocacy at Sex Matters, told the outlet, saying that it was unforgivable. Worse still, this is not an isolated case, she added, blasting the fact that 13 students aged 4 and 5 were suspended or permanently excluded from school for the same reason. All pupils, so the Department for Education defended the action, saying all pupils and staff should feel safe and protected at school and should never face violence or abuse. Let's clap. So once again, we have words being conflated with violence and abuse. J.K. Rowling called it totalitarian insanity. If you think small children should be punished for being able to recognize sex, you are a dangerous zealot who should be nowhere near kids or in any position of authority over them, she wrote on X. So there you have it. While we're moving away from the gender insanity, the UK is definitely doubling down. Well, at least they were. I guess that was 2022, 2023. But hopefully there's going to be a little more pushback. Cookie says, these insane women and weak men need to be stopped ASAP. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the AP. Talking about TikTok. Amazon pushing a last-minute bid for TikTok as a U.S. ban on the platform is set to take effect Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've got TikTok as your primary social media outlet, be ready to jump because, it's not looking good for TikTok. A Trump administration official said Wednesday an 11th hour pitch as the U.S. ban on the platform is set to go in effect Saturday. Amazon has put in this bid to purchase TikTok. The official, who was not authorized to comment publicly and spoke on the condition of anonymity, said the offer was made in a letter to J.D. Vance and Commerce Secretary Lutnick. The New York Times first reported on the bid. President Trump, on Inauguration Day, gave the platform a reprieve, barreling past a law that had been upheld unanimously by the Supreme Court, which said the ban was necessary for national security. Under the law, TikTok's parent company ByteDance is required to sell the platform to an approved buyer or take it offline in the U.S. Trump suggested he could further extend the pause, but he's also said he expects a deal to be forged by Saturday. Amazon hasn't commented, or neither has TikTok. The Amazon bid surfaced as Trump was scheduled on Wednesday to meet with senior officials to discuss TikTok. Go away, AP ad. Cookie says Amazon owns too much already. I don't use TikTok. Yeah, but they don't own like a real social media video platform, right? Or am I wrong about that? It's unclear if ByteDance will sell TikTok. Several bidders have come forward in the past few months. We got Oracle, Blackstone, Perplexity AI presented ByteDance with a merger proposal. Any acquisition by a consortium of investors could, in effect, keep ByteDance in control of the algorithm, while any acquisition by a competitor would likely create a monopoly in the short-form video and information space, Perplexity said. Other potential bidders include Frank McCourt, Jesse Tinsley, founder of Employer.com, has organized a consortium and offered more than $30 billion for the platform. And Wyoming business owner Reed Rasner offered $47.5. So it's sounding more and more like ByteDance does not want an American company to have control over their platform. All right, folks. Back to celebrity news for a moment. So, we earlier we discussed the unfortunate situation with Val Kilmer. We have another celebrity in the news. It's from People magazine. Jean-Claude Van Damme is accused of having sexual relations with trafficked Romanian women. Criminal charges have been filed against Jean-Claude Van Damme in Romania. A criminal complaint was filed with the RDIIOC or DIICOT, the Directorate for Investigating Organized Crime and Terrorism, against Van Damme, 64 years old, alleging that he knowingly engaged in sexual relations with women trafficked by a criminal group led by Morel Bolea, according to CNN affiliate Antenna 3. The incident allegedly took place in Cannes, where the actor is accused of having received 5 Romanian women as a gift, with prior knowledge they came from a group of traffickers, according to a criminal complaint by the outlet. Attorney Adrian Kukulis, who represents one of the victims, told the outlet that the women were, quote, in a state of vulnerability with suspicion they were exploited within the meaning of Article 182 of the Criminal Code. Van Damme's representatives in DICOT did not immediately respond to People's request for comment. One of the women who witnessed the incident, which reportedly occurred at the event organized by Van Damme in Cannes, shared what she saw with prosecutors, according to Antenna 3 CNN. This prompted DICOT to open an investigation into the incident. So, one woman makes an accusation, and now there's an investigation. Several Romanians who are currently being investigated for forming a criminal group and pimping allegedly offered Jean-Claude 5 Romanian women, photo models in Romania, for him to have sexual relations with. The person who received those benefits knew their condition, attorney Adrian Kukulis told the outlet in a translated post. Kukulis said the incident is part of a larger investigation into human trafficking and the trafficking of minors that began in 2020 by the prosecutor's office in Romania. As for what happens next, the High Court of Cassation in France, Cassation in France, where Cannes is located, must authorize criminal proceedings, and the suspect identified in the case will be summoned to Romania to give statements. And then, Van Damme's been in Bloodsport, Double Impact, Expendables, The Minions, and of course, Street Fighter, Universal Soldier, many, many more. All right, folks. Look, you want my opinion? I'm not going to have an opinion. I want to see more evidence than so-and-so said they saw. So-and-so said they were part of, like, I don't doubt that they were trafficking women, but, when you're in those situations, those Diddy party-like situations, it's not always easy to tell who's being trafficked and who's not. Speaking of trafficking, air traffic controller has been charged with assault. FAA employee charged with assault after altercation in air traffic control tower at Reagan National Airport. Now, you may remember Reagan National Airport was one of the sites of the recent close call incidents that had to be investigated. FAA employee working at Reagan Washington National Airport outside of D.C. was recently charged over workplace altercation. Upper Marlboro, Maryland resident Damon Marsalius Gaines, 38, was charged with assault and battery in relation to the incident. Politico reported that the suspect works in controller operations. The Metropolitan Washington Airport Authority confirmed the developments to Fox News, explaining that the incident transpired in control tower on Thursday. The employee is on administrative leave while we investigate the matter, an FAA spokesperson said. It's unclear what sparked the scuffle. The incident is one of many news stories involving DCA air traffic control recently. The airport has faced scrutiny after an American Airlines plane and an Army helicopter collided on January 29th, killing 67 people. An FAA report later found that the number of staff working at the control tower at the time was not normal for that time of day and volume of traffic. On Saturday, a United Airlines plane reportedly made contact with a kite as it was attempting to land. Though that incident is unrelated to the assault, authorities are investigating the allegations. So, among all the other incidents we've been seeing at airports, now we can't even keep the air traffic controllers from punching each other. You gotta love it. Let's move on to Nashville, where we now have a final investigative report on the Covenant shooter. Our good old transgender lady friend. Cookie says this problem with airplanes was highlighted in an episode of 24. Tony went insane and took over a control tower. All right. Nashville police have been closed the investigation into the 2023 shooting at the Covenant School. Detectives found the shooter meticulously planned the attack for several years in an effort to gain notoriety. The motive for the shooting, which killed 6 people, including 3 9-year-olds, has been hotly debated. It's become a pitched political issue in Tennessee and beyond. A 48-page summary released by police on Wednesday explicitly ruled out speculation that the shooting was motivated by race, religion, gender, and political ideology. I mean, it was literally in the documents. Police said the shooter, who they identify as 28-year-old Audrey Hale, idolized mass shooters, rating them by the number of people they yeeted, what targets they selected, and the level of notoriety they achieved. Hale wanted to achieve the same kind of notoriety, police found. She also left behind years of journal entries, videos, and planning documents in hopes of inspiring others to commit these kinds of attacks. Police officers responding to the yeeting fatally yeeted Hale, but investigators said that Hale left behind robust documentation in a way no other mass hole puncher has done before. There have been numerous theories proposed by parties outside the investigation as to why Hale committed the attack, police wrote. Some theories have been based on snippets of Hale's writings leaked to the media, while others have been widely posited for no other reason than to elicit controversy or attention. Based on the available material, those theories can easily be debunked. Bullshit. Bullshit. Hale raged at times over race, economics, and religion in the journals, police said. Those issues did not figure into plans for the shooting. Then why are they in the same notebook that talks about the need to do this and the planning for doing this and the anticipation of doing this? Why would all of these frustrations with society be in the same book with all the plannings to do this? Report documents Hale's extensive mental health issues and homicidal ideation. At one point, at a therapist's urging, Hale's parents took a stash of weapons. Hale was later able to buy more. Hale hid those weapons and the plans for the hole punching from her family members. Police document confirmed that Hale, who was assigned female at birth and identified as male, had been using male pronouns in the lead up to the shooting. Police did not link the identity to the shooting. So, they're just going to deny reality right in their face. You got to love it. Nashville police. If I was in Nashville, I would fucking move. Because, come on. How much bullshit can you get? So, one of my... moving on, by the way. One of my hobbies is I like to go to the amusement parks. I like to ride roller coasters, and I like to ride other kinds of rides as well. And oftentimes in the queue line, they'll have certain rider guidelines, right? Suggestions. And oftentimes, they'll check and make sure that little kids are tall enough, like they can fit in the seat with the restraints, that they're tall enough. And there will be other warnings like don't go on this ride if you're pregnant. Cookie says they're lying to avoid public panic. Yeah. So a lot of these guidelines for getting on an amusement park ride are there for your safety, right? They're there to take, what essentially is what they believe is going to be their average rider, right? And what the hell? Okay. Well, apparently Rumble is not showing me Rumble's live chat. So let me bring that up real quick. By the way, cheers to Rusty Rivers. And I need some more water to give Billdozer a cheers. All right. Give myself a little refill there. Cheers to Billdozer. Sorry I didn't see your chats. So I guess what I have to do... One moment. Paste. Okay, let's move that. Well, that ain't gonna work. I'm gonna have to do it this way, but when I have a video or something up, it's not gonna show. You're not gonna see it because it's gonna be real tiny in the corner with my video here. Oh, here it is. Okay, let's do that. Let's do this. Actually, fuck. I just fucked all that up. That's not gonna work. Delete. Shit. Anyway, while I do this, let me go ahead and play some sound effects for our good friends Rusty Rivers. Let me do this for Rusty Rivers.
You're talking to my guy all wrong. It's the wrong tone. Do it again, I'll stab you in the face with a soldering iron.
And let's see. Let's do some you know Russian agent music for our good friend Billdozer. Okay. Okay. rumble.com/mild/live. Let's see if that worked. Hey, that worked. Okay, so uh-oh. It's bringing audio in. Shit. Hang on. No, that didn't work either. Shit. Okay. Gotta do this. I hate having to fix my damn working right. Okay, so let's do this. Damn it. Sorry, I know this has got to be horrible television I'm providing here, but I'm just trying to get this right to where I can see the damn chat. There we go. Boom! Now we have Rumble chat on the screen as well. Okay. Oh, my lord. I don't know. Yeah, that's just going to have to sit there like that. Yep. Okay, so yeah, folks, sorry about that. Which, by the way, I want to point out, I don't know if Sanglant, our buddy Sanglant that sometimes stops by for the show, I missed that he gave me a pretty sizable donation over on Locals at some point last week. So yeah, big cheers and thank you to Sanglant. I wish I could see these things in real time. Cookie says, "Take your time." All right. Well, I did, and okay. So let's move on. Let's move back to the video I was going to play. So yeah, theme parks. Theme parks have certain requirements for your safety, And these are based on, what they believe their average ridership, the body type of their average customer. Because let me tell you, if you make something too small, then the only people that are going to be able to ride it are kids. And if you make something too big, then no kids or teenagers are going to be able to ride it. Preteens. Anyway, we have some people that have a problem with that and think it's not very American to set restrictions on a theme park ride.
This is what we're doing now. This is what we're doing now. I am in shock, and this is not
Scales
American.
in use.
This is not American. This is not right. This is not right.
Ma'am, we do not want
now?
you to get stuck in the water slide. We do not want you to get stuck in the water slide. And I bring this up because there's this guy that's been going viral on the Instagram, the Meta Reels. And he's also one of these beautiful at any size kind of activists. And he goes around from theme park to theme park, being his big old guy self. And look, I say this as a guy who, no, Cookie says always a woman. No. Let's see. Let's see if I can find this guy. Yeah, here we go. Oh, dear Lord. It's making me do a CAPTCHA to see a TikTok. Okay.
I'm at Islands of Adventure today, Fat Tasking Rides, and
Yeah.
the first one.
Yeah, it's not
is
always women, Cookie.
Incredible Hulk. Thankfully,
It's not always women. This guy, I've
Here's the
seen this
testing
guy
for the Hulk.
everywhere.
Okay, I don't even fit in the seat.
I don't even fit
So
in the
this-
seat. Okay, well, if they changed the seats so that you could fit in them, then preteens would be falling out of them. You understand, like, theme parks are designed for families, not for just giant fucking food vacuums. Now, granted, theme parks also serve very unhealthy food. But, I mean, come on. I say this as a guy. Look, I literally, a year and a half ago, I had issues getting on roller coasters. I had issues with the restraints. I understood that I was terrified to get on any roller coaster or any ride where my feet dangled because I was worried that I was too fat for the restraints and too heavy that, like, once I started whipping around, I'd slide right on out. I was a big fat guy, almost as fat as the guy we just had on the screen. But come on. I mean, and he's got literally a whole TikTok channel.
I'm at Islands of Adventure today.
Literally a whole TikTok channel of him just going from theme park to theme park saying, "Oh, you're fat shaming me by making the rides too small." Sir, you should have rode as many rides as you could while you were a teenager and before you put on the extra 2 human beings worth of weight. What happened to self-responsibility? What happened to being accountable to yourself? No, instead you're going to hold theme park corporations responsible for your experiences in life that are based on your decisions in life. So, again, Again, back to this lady real quick. One last time. Let's see this lady's face one more time.
This is not right. This is not right.
Not right. This ain't in America. We're doing this in America. Well, yeah, we are. Because we want children to be safe. And if we let 350-pound bowling balls roll down the water slide, eventually the water slide's going to start jiggling apart. Rusty River says, everybody thinks the world needs to comfort them so their fifis don't get hurt. Yeah. If you're overweight out there, my heart goes out to you. I've been there. I've done that. I'm still overweight. But the world does not revolve around you. Sometimes you have to take an L. All right, we got this next. Okay, let's move on to Congress and government here. We got this U.S. Senator Jim Banks was chased down by an activist and asked about employees being fired from the HHS. And he had an interesting response to the activist here.
These are USAID workers.
Hi, I was a worker at HHS. I was fired illegally on February 14th.
Oh, happy Valentine's Day, sir.
There are many people who are not getting social service programs, especially people with disabilities. Are you going to do anything to stop what's happening?
You probably deserved it.
I deserved it.
Oh, shit.
Probably deserved
I deserved it. Wow.
That's
Yeah, that's great to hear. Why did I deserve it?
because you seem like a clown.
You seem like a clown. Oh, lovely. I mean, just look at the face. Look at his face. Look. And he just this smirk as the doors are closing. I mean, I wouldn't want to hear that from my congressional representation, but oh God, that is just fucking golden. Just fucking golden. All right. So let's move on. The people fired, this has been part of the ongoing situation with Doge and Elon Musk and the Trump administration and the different department heads making the cuts required to do a good trim of our government. And we recently had covered on this show Elon Musk and the various challenges Elon Musk has had in recent months. And one of those has had to do with a recent, Rusty River says, Jim Banks just got my vote. Yeah, I would have my vote too if it were Kansas. Hell yeah. But one of the challenges Elon Musk has been facing in recent weeks has been the media presence of a young lady he had some relations with. Cookie says she used to be a fatty, but got PTSD and now eating and sleeping is hard. Oh, fuck. Or no, that's Still Life. Sorry. I'm so sorry, Still Life. I didn't even notice you over there. All YouTube chats look the same to me. My bad. Cheers and welcome to Still Life. Let me go ahead and see what we got brewing on the old... Let's see. Let's give you the Christ is Lord.
Shut the fuck up! Say Christ is Lord. Say Christ is Lord.
Let's see. Cookie says news is hinting that Elon is stepping down from Doge. I saw a little blurb about that. Yeah, apparently, like his tenure, like it was supposed to be a limited limited employment by the federal government, and yeah, supposedly it's getting going. Hey, Sanglant, greetings from Windows 10 Hell. Cheers and welcome. I don't know if you heard me give you a shout out earlier. Sanglant over on Rumble. I gave you a shout out because I initially did not notice the generous donation you gave over on Locals last week. And so let me go ahead and make you my.
Look at my African American over here. Look at him.
You may not be my African American, but you're my African American.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay. So we have.
All right. Cheers and welcome, Sanglant. Good seeing you in the chat. Anyway, so yes, Ashley St. Clair. We talked a little bit about this on the show, Ashley St. Clair, and I accused her of being a gold digger, and there was a lot of questions of whether or not she was a gold digger. She did this thing where she said she was going to come out to the media because she was being chased by and harassed by paparazzi, so she wanted to beat the paparazzi to the leak. So she came out in the media and leaked that Elon Musk was her baby daddy. Well, this week she's made a couple more media appearances. She did this media stunt where she invited Rusty Rivers, gifting a subscription over there on Rumble. Cheers. Oh, cheers, brother. Let's go ahead and give a cheer. I don't know how loud that is. I'm sorry if that's overblowing you. I need to check and see how loud that becomes. But yes, thank you so much, Rusty Rivers. I mean, Sangland and Rusty Rivers, man, becoming. Here's what I'm going to do. Damn it. That's not what I wanted. Oh my God. It won't let me select the text. There we go. There we go. Let's do that. Stream sponsors, Sanglant and Rusty Rivers. Cookie says, Elon got many baby mamas, the hoe. Still Life says 350. Or, Rusty or Mild loan me 5 till Friday. And then Still Life says 350. Gonna need about 350. Hey, Sanglant got that Rusty Rivers membership. All right. So, Ashley St. Clair had done this. Oh, and I just realized the social media overlay is in the way of that. So let's get rid of the media overlay. Let's just have the stream sponsors there. Okay, so yes, Ashley St. Clair did this where she invited journalists to come talk about her and the baby, and did this media stunt where she sold one of the 2 Teslas that Elon gave her because, quote unquote, I need the money.
I need to make up for the 60% cut that Elon made to our son's child support.
Why do you think that he did that?
To the child support.
That's a great question for him.
You feel like he was sort of like.
Do you feel like he was vindictive against you in some way?
Yeah, that's his modus operandi when women speak out.
When women speak out, that's his MO.
You spoke to him or tried to speak to him.
February 13th?
But he's just not responding.
February 13th. Now remember, she says she just said she tried to talk to him February 13th. Now remember, the news broke that she had to come out on Valentine's Day, February 14th. She came out with all this Elon's my baby daddy stuff and leaked it to the media on February 14th. Now, you may also remember that on February 14th, Valentine's Day, Elon was spotted in Paris with his other baby mamas. In public, like as a family. So yeah, vindictive. Seems like you're little confession by projection there.
How would you characterize the way that he's going about
You can check the stocks. I am. I'm not
Check
the
the
only
stocks.
one.
I'm not the only one cleaning up after his mess. So yeah, she sold the Tesla. Okay, so this was reposted by Laura Loomer. This is originally put out by the Daily Mail here. Reposted by Laura Loomer on X. Gold digger and professional gaslighter Ashley St. Clair was caught on camera outside of her ritzy Manhattan condo, paid for by Elon Musk, selling her $100,000 Tesla she said was gifted to her by Elon during their romantic relationship. She said she's selling it to make up for $100,000 in alleged cuts in her child support payments. She took a jab at Elon and has hired anti-Trump lawyers to sue Elon Musk. And Musk has been ordered by the court to take a paternity test. And Elon replied, I don't know if the child is mine or not. I'm not against finding out. No court order is needed. Despite not knowing for sure, I have given Ashley $2.5 million and sending $500,000 per year. So I'm assuming the child's less than a year old, and she's already received $3 million. And is quote unquote so broke she has to sell a $100,000 vehicle. She responds, and notice in the response,
I'm selling it because.
in the response, she doesn't dispute any of this. Elon, we asked you to confirm paternity through a test before our child, who you named, was even born, and you refused. You weren't sending me money. You were sending support for your child that you thought was necessary until you withdrew most of it to maintain control and punish me for quote-unquote disobedience. But you're really only punishing your son. It's ironic that your last effort in court was to try to gag me while you use a social media channel you literally own to distribute derogatory messages about me and our child to the entire world. It's all about control with you, and everyone can see it. America needs you to grow up, you petulant man-child. So let's talk about this. What the fuck is an infant going to do with $3 million? What the fuck is an infant going to do with $3 million? And you want more than $500,000 a year? What the fuck is an infant need more than $500,000 every year for? Like, most of the people in the chat, let me go ahead and bring this down so I can see the chat a little better. Most of the people in the chat, I'm sure all of us were raised on probably less than $500,000 throughout our whole childhood. Maybe not. Maybe for a number of years, right? But $500,000 a year. A year. Now, mind you, this is This is just what she's asking for today. And this is what Elon has already offered her, right? Elon has not said that he's not going to take care of the child's health care. Elon has not said that he's not going to give the kid a trust fund or any kind of inheritance. Elon has not said he's going to punish the child at all. Just that he's not going to continue giving her giant loads of cash and very expensive gifts. So Laura Loomer continues. Cookie says YouTube censoring her. Again, you got to... Cookie, for some reason, they put you behind the all chat. You got to click all chat. There'll be, what is that called? Top chat. And if you click it, it'll let you select all chat. I don't know why YouTube hides you behind that, but it does. So Laura Loomer says, Ashley, you don't need $3 million to raise a baby. This is outrageous that you had sex without birth control. You seem to have plotted for many years to get Elon Musk to knock you up, and now you're complaining because you want more money for a baby. In what world does it cost more than $500,000 a year to raise a baby? Not to mention you were making over $25,000 a month on X payouts. How does one person need that much money to survive? It's an insult to everyone. You're trying to cash out on a billionaire who you baby trapped. Still Life's house costs less than what she's asking for. Elon could literally buy Still Life's house and give it to the baby for what he's given the baby a year. Now look, this is high school teenage drama bullshit, but I bring it up because there is this mentality among single moms. And by the way, I got this song. Here you go, Ashley. This is your theme song now, Ashley.
You let him hit it raw. You didn't have second thoughts. Now you a single mom. Now you a single mom. You said I'm a haddish kid. Don't care if he's here or not.
Now you a single mom. So yeah, there's thousands upon thousands of single moms in America who have this mentality. Like, the money you give me isn't for me, it's for the baby. I just spend it, right? And I've seen a lot of people commenting on child support issues, we just did the food stamp issue a couple of shows ago. We were talking about the food stamps and what people should and should not be buying with food stamps. You know, it's very clear to anyone with a rational brain. The money for your child is for your child. $3 million. There's nothing an infant could need or want that could cost more than $3 million a year. Now, I say that with the hedge of, yeah, if the kid has a serious, like, neurological disorder or something that requires, like, weekly trips to an expensive doctor, that might be an exception. But she's not making those claims here, so I'm not going to go out of the realm of the ordinary to the extraordinary. The exception proves the rule, so to speak. And because you have those exceptions, let's just assume she falls under the normal rule that most children do not need $3 million in their first year of life. You got set up, and if you needed to sell your car, what did you do with the $2.5 million? Did you decide to live the Diddy party lifestyle? Did you party it up? Did you blow it? Did you buy stupid shit with it? Instead of taking care of your baby? Instead of taking care of yourself while you were pregnant? And again, what did you do with your Twitter money? Rusty River says, all of Elon's kids will be filthy rich, but no daddy might just mess them up a bit mentally. I'm not giving Elon Musk a pass on that. But at the same time, I mean, yeah, I compare it to my own situation where, I was lied to, got in a situation with a crazy woman, thought I was in love, thought I was going to get married. I don't think Elon Musk was necessarily looking for a long-term relationship with most of these women. But what do I know? It takes two to tango. And yes, both of them should have used protection. Or at least, I mean, Elon Musk, fellas, if you're a millionaire, if you're a football player, if you run a social media company, if you're a basketball player, wrap it up. Protect yourself, protect your finances, protect your future. Still Life says blowing $1 million is hard work. I don't think it is, actually. They have so many people that like win the lottery and burn through money. It's hard work if you're sane. I'll say that. It's hard work if you're sane. But if you're a train wreck, and by all means, it does look like Ashley St. Clair might be a train wreck. But yeah, it should take years. Yes, it should take years. But if you're a train wreck, you can blow through that money real quick. I mean, giving it to family members, giving it to ex-boyfriends, buying fancy gifts, starting businesses that should not be started, stuff like that. Anyway, so I started this conversation just basically to say, hey, yeah, there's, even if you're not a billionaire, there's women out there looking to take advantage of men in this way. It's not gold digging, and it's harder to spot when you're broke, right? Because a broke woman will entrap her broke boyfriend, but as long as he wants to stay out of jail, he will fund her lifestyle. Singley says, buy land, buy a hospital, school, etc. I mean, yeah, that's what Oprah did, wasn't it? But anyway, let's move on and talk about what Elon is doing. This video went kind of viral for a while. I'm not going to play the whole 6.5 minutes, but I'll play some of it. There's been a lot of talk about his access to the Social Security. The Democrats worked really fucking hard to get the court to stop Doge from looking into people's Social Security data. And a lot of people are like, wonder why Democrats and judges kept trying to smack down Doge from looking at Social Security. Because, if Elon wanted your data, most of these people had a fucking PayPal account at one point in time, back when Elon owned PayPal before he sold it to eBay. Still Life says, being wealthy is different than being rich. Rich is temporary. Yeah. Well, Singlet says add background checks on all employees. Yeah. But what did Doge find at Social Security? Here we go.
And you'll notice there's a strange trend here where how many Social Security numbers were issued. Do you want to?
Yeah, so let me tell you what happened here. We started at the top of the system.
You want to talk about a lot of maybe?
We started at the top of the system, mapping the whole system of Social Security to understand where all the fraud was. And there's a lot of great people there that showed us really a lot of waste. And so that came up with a big list of stuff that we're working on. You've heard some of that already, but this is what jumped out at us. When we saw these numbers, we were like, what is this? In 21, you see 270,000 people, goes all the way to 2.1 million in 24.
270,000 on the left.
These are non-citizens that are getting Social Security numbers.
270,000 in 2021.
Yeah, this literally blew us away.
2 million in
like, we
2024.
went there to find fraud, and we found this by accident.
Non-citizens with
this
Social
isn't
Security
political,
numbers.
by the way. My parents are immigrants. Yeah, this country's been great to us. My brother and sister all born in Spain. I'm pro-legal immigration. This is not political.
In 3
this
years,
is not political.
2,000%.
This is about America. and the future of America.
increase
And there are a lot of good
in
people in the system that
non-citizens
pointed this in this
with
direction.
Social
I want
Security
to
numbers.
honor them right now that work in the government today, who took risks to show us these numbers and tell us what's going on.
Yeah.
So I want to stop for a minute. I want to honor those people today.
Yeah.
Very good people. Very good people.
Cheers to those people who are willing
I have
to tell
been
the
from
fucking truth.
D.C. to Social Security offices to the border to track this down, and very good people have helped us along the way. I want to thank them.
Yeah.
This number, what this is
2
when you come in the
million.
country, if you're illegal, there's a couple ways to come in. You come in through a port of entry, and you can tell them you're afraid. They'll give you an asylum case. You'll get an interview. Then you get in. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to just go to the border. Literally, this happened. I talked to Border Patrol myself. Elon was there too. I went to Laredo, and I went to Bronzeville. Elon went to Eagle Pass. You walk up to a Border Patrol officer, and you tell them you want to come in. They have a couple of choices. They could charge you with a misdemeanor or a felony under 1325, or they can make it an administrative offense, like a parking ticket, basically. They were told to do that, make it an administrative offense under the last administration. And then you go walk across the border. They do what's called a release your own recognizance, and they give you an NTA, notice to appear, which to appear to judge.
And then
the wait times on judges are like average 6 years.
This is a probation program we've talked about several times on this show.
There's only 700 of them. This is 5.5 million people. Okay, so what happens then?
5.5
Once you're in the country and you got asylum through one of these pathways, and we map the whole thing out, you can apply for a work document. You file a 765. It's the work form. You get this form called the 766. That's the authorization, and then Social Security Administration automatically sends you in the mail your Social Security number. No interview, no ID.
This is worth just reiterating. It's not people sometimes think that under the Biden administration that he was simply asleep at the switch. He wasn't asleep.
No.
They weren't
This was
asleep at the
active.
switch. It was a massive, large-scale program to import as many illegals as possible, ultimately to change the entire voting map of the United States and disenfranchise the American people.
Now, remember, in some states, you can use a Social Security card as a form of ID to register to vote. So, I mean, this really needs looked into. The voter rolls of the various states need a deep audit, especially the states that, we're getting some audio interference from the phone that I run the soundboard from, so I had to unplug it. Sorry. Cookie says, I'm pro stop all immigration unless Einstein. And of course, Rumble Studio is crashing again on me. Let me read. Well then, damn. Yep. Sorry. Yeah, I had to refresh because Still Life says we all knew it was gerrymandering. Yes, Demon's Wrath. Cheers and welcome to Demon's Wrath. And again, I don't have my soundboard, so I was going to give you the applause. I don't know if you can hear the applause, but hopefully you can. All right. So that's that. Elon's trying to do some sort of job. I mean, you can think he's a bad guy, whatever. But it sounds like he's trying to at least fix one part of our system. And yes, another cheers to Rusty Rivers too for the extra donation. Sorry, all I had left was the kiss. I got a really loud boom. I don't know if you can hear any of these sound effects, but I'm assuming it's coming through on the on my. Okay, Demon's Wrath heard the applause, so good. Yes, they are coming through. All right, so let's move on to yes, we have all this Elon derangement syndrome and Trump derangement syndrome, and of course, the usual characters are making the usual kind of comments. And I didn't cover it, but there was a whole montage of people who were wishing something to happen to Trump. And of course, we've just got more of that this week. I didn't cover it the first time, but it should be covered every once in a while. And I apologize for not covering it the last time around. But you got this lovely lady who's going to buy the rounds. She's going to buy the rounds.
Hey guys, so what are we going to do when it finally happens? And y'all know what I'm talking about. I told my wife that if we are ever sitting there, or anywhere for that matter, and we get a breaking news flash across our phones that it has finally happened, I don't give a fuck where we are at, what we are doing. I could be in the middle of like the biggest banking meeting with investors of my life. If
she would give up her entire future to go celebrate, quote unquote, it.
I see that shit come across on my phone, I am excusing myself out of whatever the hell I'm doing, and I'm going to the nearest bar. I am getting shit-faced canned like it is 2005 again, and I've got my Miss Me jeans on and my bedazzled belt and all that good shit. Everybody in the bar is getting shots on me. I have this giant box of fireworks that I bought for election night when we all...
Oh, shit. Oh yeah, Cookie. Yes, her wife. Yes, she's definitely a fish eater.
Thought Kamala was gonna win.
She bought fireworks for Kamala's win and never got a chance to set them off. So now she's saving them for the untimely passing of our president.
We'll light those bitches off of a rooftop in the middle of downtown Oklahoma City. I will hoot and holler. Hell, I might even call a mariachi band. Anybody got a mariachi band on call? Because let me tell you, the day that happens, it is going to be like the 4th of fucking July. And you know what? I don't even care if that means JD Vance becomes president. Failed drag queen JD Vance becomes president. Because he will faceplant so fucking hard. He is the most unlikable, unfuckable dude on the face of the planet.
We'll
he
find
has no
out.
Charisma. So the cult will eventually start dying off.
The dude with
nobody's getting on board.
What, 2 children or 3?
So I'm not even mad at that. Let him come and face plant, and in a few years we can wrap this shit up the way that it should have been. Vote all these motherfuckers out of here, and
is calling other people
go dance
unfuckable.
on somebody's grave.
Dance on somebody's grave. Okay. So there you have it. Just the same sane behavior. Yeah, saying Lance, she must not own a mirror. And then Still Life says, what a sad girl. And Cookie says, Vance is sexy. Yeah. But, she can save her fireworks because we've got our own fireworks. We've got our own fireworks because today, folks, is Liberation Day. And yes, I've waited until the end of the program to do the title story. Liberation Day. And there's been a lot of conversations happening around Trump's economic policies and people saying, oh, this is going to be the end of our economy. I saw a whole conversation thread earlier today about the role of the Federal Reserve. I guess Trump made some comments today about how, 1913, before 1913, the U.S. was doing crazy good economically off of using tariffs as our main source of taxation. And in 1913, the instituting of the income tax combined with the Federal Reserve, now he didn't say this, I'm saying this, enabled the stock markets to do the kinds of things it did that eventually led to, several economic collapses. Rusty River says, why is it always these white bitches, 95%? I mean, yes, because they hate themselves and they hate what America stands for. They hate their role in America. And so this is their way of rebelling. Anyway, so Trump's big announcement on Liberation Day was a 10% blanket tariff on the world. And let's go to the White House on Twitter here on X. Liberation Day reciprocal tariffs. Okay. So in the blue column here, you have what these countries charge America in tariffs, trade taxes. And on the right side, what America is going to be charging them in the near future. China taxes America 67%. USA back 34%. And it's such a tragedy. Such a tragedy. Demon's Wrath says they all got daddy's issues and issues with their self-worth. Yes. South Africa, 60%. Cambodia, 97%. 90% taxed from Vietnam. 93% tax from Madagascar. Myanmar, 88%. Sri Lanka, 88%. Bangladesh, 74%. They continue. 99% from Lesotho. And we're going to charge them back 50. Falkland Islands, 82%. You notice most of these large numbers, Trump's only going back halfway at them. 33% to North Macedonia while they charge us 65. Afghanistan, 49%, and we're only going to charge them 10. Syria, 81% tariff, and we're going to charge them 41%. Nauru, 59%, we're going to charge them back 30. 99% from St. Pierre and Miquelon, we're going to charge them back 50. I mean, 58% to Norfolk Island. From Norfolk Island, back 30%. Okay, now where is Canada? Because Canada's been a hot topic of discussion here. I'll see Canada on that list. Is it on this one? Maybe they purposefully left Canada off of these. Huh. I guess he's saving Canada for a separate conversation. But, people are flipping out. Who would be against this? If you look exactly at this, we're charging none of these nations what they're charging us. I mean, Singapore, we're charging some of them because some of them have us at 10%. But all of the others, anyone charging us more than 10%, we're not charging them nearly what they're charging us in percentage. Now, granted, the United States may be making more money off the deal because we import so much. But he's calling it Liberation Day because essentially these tariffs are supposed to be a way to balance the trade so that the American taxpayer isn't funding the entire world. they're talking about possibly looking at a way of providing those who make less than $150,000 relief on paying an income tax. They're supposed to be looking at a way to end the income tax entirely, perhaps. And the only people who seem to be against that are the same people who would rather have illegal migrants coming into this country, getting Social Security numbers and voting. And again, I'm not going to get into Trump derangement or whatever the opposite of Trump derangement is, Trump worship. Yes, this is dangerous. It could really imbalance our trade with the world in ways that we're not expecting. And there are several industries that could be hurt deeply by this, and people will lose their jobs. And combined with the government being our number one employer and all of those people losing their jobs, we are in for some hard economic times. But the idea that our country will collapse, our country will go under, no, we're simply shifting the focus from welfare to merit. And those willing to do harder work will be making more money. I had a debate with a guy a couple years back about the difference between an economy entirely based on banking and interest and stocks and basically all the things that haven't been working, that have been funneling money to companies like BlackRock and investors and the George Soroses of the world. And basically he was saying that is preferable to an economy where everyone has to work. Look, nobody loves to work. But the idea that you put in effort to make your community better, that you put in effort to earn what you consume, that's what the entire country was built on. Shop I Can Cook says they hate white men, Rusty. Jealous white men want to be them. We're tired of the world ripping us off. Trump, forge ahead, sir. I had a chance to ask this. I sat through a speech by former presidential candidate. What was his name? What was his name? Gary Johnson. Libertarian presidential candidate Gary Johnson, former Libertarian presidential candidate Gary Johnson. I got a chance to listen to a speech he gave in Missouri one time, and afterwards he did do some Q&A, and I asked him flat out. I'm like, you mentioned in your speech a few times, you mentioned the libertarian idea of free trade, and I said, basically I asked him, I was like, do you think free trade is smart in a world that has nations with slave labor? And how would you negotiate that imbalance in having a labor market? He completely ignored me and walked away. Whenever you hear a politician tout the idea of free trade or tout that tariffs are dangerous, you ask them that question, what do you do? When you want to trade with the world, but the world doesn't have the same labor market as Denver, as Chicago, as whatever small town you, the viewer, lives in, what do you do? When Apple can outsource Foxconn jobs to the middle of nowhere China. Now they've said they want to come back because of Trump and Trump's tariffs. Foxconn wants to build a plant here in the United States. Now, say what you want about Foxconn being an evil corporation that you might not want here, whatever. Point is, there will be Americans who will have jobs that they would not have otherwise had due to Trump's tariffs. Now, granted, we're probably going to lose way more jobs, way more employment opportunities than we're gaining. And some people are going to have to pay the price. I urge you, the viewer, make sure that you are valuable in some way. And not just your titties, but that you have something you can contribute to society, to an employer, to the neighborhood around you. Because we're all ultimately disposable. All right, folks. I'm going to go ahead and start winding this down. If you could click that thumbs up button, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Rumble, if you're on X, click that heart. Please click that like button. It really helps out with the algorithm. If you're new here, please follow, watch a second video. I can't really see how many people are viewing because it's got ones up there instead of the actual viewer numbers from the 4 channels we're on right now. So yeah, please watch a second video, follow me, all that stuff. Again, big thank you to Rusty Rivers and Sanglant for being our financial sponsors of the stream. And I do want to take one more moment before I completely wrap up to give an enormous thank you to all the viewers here. I just received a very significant payday from Rumble. And so I want to give a shout out to Chris Pavlovsky and Rumble. I received a very, very substantial amount of money from Rumble this month. And a couple shows ago, I said that, going into the summer, I do not think I'm going to be able to put as many hours into this channel and into my gaming channel, into my content on social media. My outlook on that has completely changed. It's worth it to me. All in all, the number of hours that I put into the stream, with the money I got paid, I will say it is less than minimum wage. So I can't necessarily make this a full-time job. I'm going to have to keep my full-time job even if this kind of money continues to roll in. But it is worth it for me to put this time in, even if it's not minimum wage. Cookie wants me to loan her $10 till Friday. Well, I got to actually cash out the money first. And that might take a little bit more time. And Rusty River says, "Good show, sir. You deserve it, and Rumble is the future." Yes, I mean, I'm not even positive. Like this substantial amount of money may have been a one-time gift, so that Chris Pavlovsky and Rumble kind of have a good PR win with the first month of the Rumble Creator Program. They did announce how much they were giving each person. I got quite a bit more than that. Demon's Wrath says, "Cookie's always asking for cash. Some things never change." I mean, Cookie, if you ever want to visit the eastern Kansas area or even the Kansas City area, I'd take you out for a drink. I'd give you $10 and take you out for a drink. That's what I'll say. Get a hold of me if you're ever in the Kansas City area or eastern Kansas. I'll make the drive. Yeah. So again, big thank you to Rumble, Chris Pavlovsky. We'll see how it goes in April. I'm going to put in the time. I'm going to keep the schedule. which means I'm going to have to come up with a good idea for an exclusive stream for Monday. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do Monday yet, but hopefully I'll have that figured out by Saturday, 6 p.m. Central, when we're going to be coming right back at you with Mild's Culture Plate. Until then, we'll have a gaming stream probably tomorrow evening, 5 p.m. Central, over on my gaming channel down in the description. Oh my. And I don't know what Saturday's going to look like yet. We're having some pretty heavy weather in the eastern Kansas area. So I'm supposed to be mowing my lawn at some point, but I can't do it as long as it keeps raining. So I'm a little unsure about the schedule of the gaming streams, but I'm going to try to squeeze one in at some point. So yes, gaming stream definitely tomorrow. I'm thinking 5 p.m. if it rains. If not, it may be a little bit later. And then same thing for Saturday morning. I've been doing gaming streams Saturday mornings, and again, weather depending. I got to mow at some point. And then Saturday, 6 p.m. Central, right back here for Mild's Culture Plate. We're going to be talking about all the news, and we'll be doing a Love Don't Judge. Demon's Wrath says inflation adjusted. Yeah, like I said, it's the money I'm going to be making from Rumble is less than minimum wage, but it's still substantial enough that I'm going to be able to put more effort into this, which means I might be able to pay an editor to put out some extra content. And I might be able to buy a little bit more professional equipment. So anyway, Cookie's telling me to hurry up and shut the fuck up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Folks, take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Outlast those haters. Don't get any on you. And if you do, rub that shit in real good. I'll catch you folks next time on Mild's Culture Plate. Good night.